Good day, everyone. Today we're going to have a quick look at main concepts of a Power Automate. This video will be useful for those who are just starting. So just to get you thinking, basically when we talk about Power Automate, the main thing that we see is flow. So what is a flow? If we speak in very plain terms, flow would be like a low or no code logic app. It is very similar to Azure Logic apps, a little bit different, and it is offered as a service and included in Office 365 subscriptions. So that's the very basic term that everyone should know if you're starting to use Power Automate. Power Automate has a lot of flow templates. So template, this is just a ready flow that can be reused with very small adjustments. So you can import it or you can use it as is, just make proper connections, and with small adjustments it will be functional. When we talk about main components of a flow, there are components. Each flow, it starts with a trigger, so it means it is something that triggers the flow or it starts the flow. There can be only one trigger per flow, and flow has a lot of actions, right? It can be set a variable, update action, get something. So basically this is what the flow does, right? And also each flow has conditions. So the very basic condition is if then, right? So if this condition is met, then do the following. So let's have a look at the flow center, just so you get an idea. All right, when I go here to my flows, let's have a look at this example. Right, so this is a flow. It shows the owner here under details. I get the connections. So basically this area here shows to which services this flow connects, and it has the owner. You can also add run only users, but it's not it's necessary. And you can see the run history. This part here is good for troubleshooting, so you can see here if your flow fails or if it's ran successfully. Let's have a look inside. So in my case, for this specific case, this part right here for a selected item, this is a trigger, right? And the next part, get item, this is an action. So for a specific item in SharePoint, I get this item, and then I do some additional actions with variables, right? And let's see, here I have a condition, right? This is a loop, so it goes through each object, through each team, and does something on a specific condition. So for example, if the team name contains the team name variable, then we do some actions. So once again, this is a condition, this is a loop, or it can also be treated as an action. This is an action right here, right? Get item or set variable. And for a selected item is a trigger. When you create a flow, right, there are different options: automated, instant, or scheduled flow. If we do an instant cloud flow, right, you see the first thing here is a option to to select a trigger, right? So you can manually trigger flow. So this is an actual trigger. You press the button, it starts the flow. Or you can trigger it, for a selected message in Teams when Power BI button is clicked, or if you work with SharePoint, then for a selected file, if you work with document libraries, or for a selected item, if you work with SharePoint lists, then you can also do webhooks for triggers and things like that. So that's trigger, action, and condition. These are the three things you should know. Also, if you look under my flows, you will see things like cloud flow, desktop flow, business process, and shared with me. If you share your flow with someone, then your flow gets disappeared from this initial part, and it will be visible here under shared with me. So it means when multiple users are working on the flow. You see here I have two owners on this flow. So this is a shared flow, and you see in the run history the runs were successful and some runs failed, right? So history is a very good place to look at what happens with the flow. I have connections here. I have connection to Planner, to SharePoint, and a couple of others. And yeah, so that's the main idea. One more time, if I look inside the flow, right, this is a trigger, this is an action, right, and some conditions inside. Yeah. So these are very, very basic, simple concepts that you should be aware of. So trigger, action, condition, and template. When we talk about templates, a lot of flows can be created from templates, right? When I go here, there is an option to start a flow from a template, right? And there are a lot of different templates. So that's something you can check on your own. And I'll record it later in some other videos more to do with templates. But this would be the best practice, the preferred way. If you want to use a flow, just go find a template, adjust it a little bit. And yeah, it should work for most simple cases. Of course, if you have very specific flow, then you have to do some customizations. But please first check the templates. If the template for your use case is there, then feel free to use it. This would be the easiest way to start. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Have a wonderful day and stay healthy. Bye bye.